the Bears go to the Packers, and they're holding sole possession of first place in the NFC North. But if they lose this game, they no longer have possession of first place. And it's a rival that has thwarted them for so long. A lot of it being when Aaron Rodgers was there. But even recently, Jordan Love has done pretty well against them. And he does well against them again and pulls out a big win. So Packers are now first place in the NFC North. I'll say right now, this has become my favorite NFL rivalry these past couple years. It just feels like you're in for a great match, and it just feels like these teams truly hate each other, and their fan bases truly hate each other. And so just feeling that animosity, I feel like you can feel it oozing from the screen, and it just makes it such a joy to tune into, even as someone that's not a fan of either of these teams. But your thoughts on this game?
Well, I got to give, for one, to Chicago a ton of credit for even fighting back in this game. But it's who they've been all year. They claw and claw like Bears do. And they try to lead some kind of game-winning drive. And they get down there. They have the chance. And Caleb throws the pick, underthrows. He had DJ Moore open. He doesn't see him. I maybe just run the football. You've been running it fine all day.
Yeah.
Swift had 4.8 per carry, and Monangai had 4.1. And so third and 1 or fourth and 1, just hand the football off.
Yeah.
Give them a chance to pick it up that way. I would have personally, even in what looks like an obvious running situation. And again, another, why do we roll out to the left with a quarterback that is right-handed, very similar to what Philly did. But regardless, they were getting dominated in this game. Caleb had just 11 passing yards prior to the last drive for Chicago in the first half where he's playing the 2-minute drill. And the Bears had just 48 rushing yards at that point in the game. They had been punting it all of the first half. And then Caleb's able to lead a drive, and they score 3 at the end of the half. So I give them a ton of credit for fighting in this game. Green Bay is, I think they're the team to beat in the NFC at this point. And that's even with the Rams and the way that they're playing, and Seattle as well. Spoiler alert, the Pyramid's going to have Seattle and Los Angeles above Green Bay. But I do think Green Bay is the team to beat. And the biggest thing for them is they have the ability to beat themselves, which is a problem.
Yeah.
They've lost to the Cleveland Browns and lost to the Carolina Panthers in really, really brutal fashion. But that defense is so, so good. And then the way Jordan Love has played the past 2 weeks, you have to think that if he's just to show performances like that, and he's already had good postseason performances on top of that, has to be a ton of confidence going into the postseason. Cold weather, with that offense, they're very explosive oriented. To still be able to find it, too, in that cold weather was really, really phenomenal. The throws that Jordan is an incredible quarterback, and he makes some really, really high-level throws, and Caleb made really high-level throws in this game as well. And to speak on what you said first, this has been a rivalry that's been dominated by Green Bay, and it was dominated by Aaron Rodgers. And now with the past 2 years with Caleb versus Jordan, it feels like we're going to have instant classics twice a year. And I cannot wait. That was a phenomenal, phenomenal football game from both teams, and a really, really fun second half. And Brady was excellent on the call with Fox and everything. So I can't wait for 2 weeks from now when Green Bay goes to Chicago, and it very well could flip immediately right back.
Yeah.
Chicago fell from the 1 seat to 7, and Green Bay moved into the 2, and now you could flip it right back, and Chicago could be right back there
100%.
and leading the NFC North.
100%. Yeah, Jordan Love past weeks has been great. The offense seems like it's refound its stride, but I do get what you're saying in terms of, like, you still feel a little better about the Rams and Seahawks in terms of, like, the Packers have had some stinkers this season. But if Jordan Love can put together another week or two of this performance and show it's for real, that this wasn't just a couple-week run of playing really well, the confidence seems back in this offense. I talked a lot kind of through their bit of a lull of the season when they were losing some games to bad teams. The offense just didn't feel confident. It looked hesitant, and I feel like a lot of that's gone. Christian Watson getting back and really getting healthy, I think, has been huge.
He's been phenomenal.
Has been their best receiver, because he kind of was that best receiver. He's not like a true one. It's not like I'm trying to say he's Justin Jefferson, obviously, but he was that before he tore his ACL, and now I kind of feel like that's back as he's Jordan Love loves him as the deep ball threat. Just kind of he's Love's go-to guy, and I think that's been huge for Love having that comfort back, and has helped him be more confident. And I love that continue. R.I.P. Matthew Golden, I guess I should just sell all stock. And then on the Chicago side, real quick, Luther Burden just coming on strong. Especially, you're gonna need someone to step up now that Rome's gone. Bear fans, I don't agree that you should just get rid of Rome Odunze because it's Luther Burden's receiving room now. But it's why you drafted him.
They're saying that?
Yeah.
That's
They don't
okay.
like Rome. They don't like Rome. I don't
That's
understand
crazy.
it.
He's playing phenomenal this year.
They were ready to call him a bust after last year. Wild stuff from Bears fans. But that's why you drafted him. Even Colson Loveland has looked a lot better of late. That's why you drafted him. So you have to love that. Even though you lost this game, I think you said it well. Like, you have to love the fight they showed at the very least.
This Chicago team doesn't have the high-end talent like Ben
Sure.
Johnson's Detroit team had, where like Gibbs can just take over a game, Amon-Ra can just take over a game, J-Mo can just blow you over the top. But they're all like B pluses, and the Green Bay's receiving core can be viewed like a bunch of B minuses.
Yeah.
They're all B pluses. They can all have big moments in a game. I think they're pretty similar to Green Bay in that way with Swift, Monangai, and a two-back attack. That's not Sonic and Knuckles, but it has been really good this year, and they might have 2 1,000-yard rushers. And then Odunze, Burden, and DJ Moore with Colson Loveland coming on, and Cole Kmet's still on this team. They have all the weapons they need, and it's not the high-end talent, but it is enough for Caleb to be able to move the football down the field in critical moments, and that's what he's done all year. I give them a ton of credit, and Caleb played an incredible second half, and then had a bad play to end it, and that's all that happened. So I don't think you should take too much away from Caleb in that one moment, because he's had great moments all year in similar parts of the game. Minnesota, Las Vegas, Washington.
Yeah.
He has had critical drives at Cincinnati. Go back and watch his 2 game-winning drives in that game. And just because it didn't happen here doesn't mean that he's a bust. They had won 5 in a row. Eventually, you're going to lose at some point, and it ends up being to Green Bay. This Sunday. But it was one of my favorite games to watch so far this season.
Sure.
And I can't wait for the next one.
It was 4th and 1. You had to go try and make a play. He tried to make a play. It just didn't work out. Like, I'm not going to get hung up on that and try and act like he's a bad quarterback or he lost them that game because, they were losing. That play had to be made. I think at this point how I feel about the Bears just generally is I still don't view them as like a Super Bowl contender, but I would not want to play them at all in the postseason. I would want nothing to do with them because I feel like on any given day they're going to make my life hell as the other team, and they're going to fight, and they're going to make me earn my win. You're not going to go in and just kind of roll over them, or they're not going to come in and roll over and let you beat up on them.
Yeah, I think that's almost, you could say that to any and every team in the NFC, besides maybe Tampa Bay.
Sure.
It's probably the most loaded NFC side we've had in a long time. And there are a bunch of game breakers. Seattle, Los Angeles, Green Bay, Chicago's in that conversation. Even San Francisco, if Detroit somehow makes it, it is going to be a really, really interesting and fun NFC playoffs, and I can't wait. And Chicago's not something to. It's not a team you want to play, like you said.
Yeah.